A moment that Avatar fans have been waiting to see has finally arrived with the release of the first official trailer for Avatar 7 Havens, the first new animated TV series that we have gotten in over 10 years. It's here, people, and it was a surprise reveal for fans who were able to attend San Diego Comic-Con to see the official panel in Hall H. We are going to talk about this new trailer in full detail, along with other stuff that came out revolving around the mismanagement of the new fighting game, and now a potential move from Paramount for Seven Havens that is a complete disservice to the IP and the fans, if it is true. We are going to talk about all of that here in this video, but first, do drop a like on the video if you can. I would really appreciate that. It'll help put it into the algorithm, and I want to get as many Avatar fans in here as possible to discuss this news and the new trailer. We will finish off with the trailer breakdown last, and I want to start with this. As I just alluded to, we do have some unfortunate news to speak about, and it starts with the new Avatar Legends fighting game that is now officially out for everyone to play. Everyone except for me and all other Xbox console players worldwide. They announced just one day before the official launch that Xbox players only are being delayed from playing until September 3rd, a full month away. Without being able to play the game, I have no idea how I'm supposed to cover it on my channel. This is a huge blow to my 2026 plans for what kinds of videos that I was going to make. And by the time I finally get access to the game, creators on every other platform will have already covered most of the major topics, making it much harder for my videos to stand out. I was really looking forward to this game. I think it's been marketed well so far by the studio, and so this is incredibly disappointing. And no, I can't just switch over to PC. For one, I don't have a good enough PC to run games like this, but also, I'm just not a keyboard and mouse guy. I've been playing on controller my entire life, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Covering this game without the ability to play would also just feel inauthentic, and that's not how I want to be as a YouTuber. I want to give you guys the best videos and experiences as much as I can. So for those of you who do have the ability to play the game, I hope you really enjoy it. When it comes to the new Avatar Aang The Last Airbender movie, I won't lie, this does feel like a little bit of an odd thing to be seeing them talk about at the San Diego Comic-Con panel, especially when the film is still literally coming out in 2 days. More than not, I feel like these types of events are meant to talk about things that are coming out a little further down the line. On top of that, all the reveals around this movie, for those who have seen it, don't come off as a surprise, because more than likely, just about everyone has seen the movie now because of the major leak that happened months ago. They did have one reveal where they announced a new official language to the world called Avatarian, meaning that all the stuff we saw in the past 2 shows is pretty much not the language of the world anymore. I don't quite agree with the idea of them doing this, and I wish they would just stick to the way it was as well, and not just give it that name, Avatarian. That doesn't really sound right when you say it out loud, especially when you say it like 10 times fast. The only other new thing that ties back into the fighting game from this movie is that its newest character, Taga, will be in the game as a playable character. Taga being put into the game would definitely be pretty cool for a lot of fans if there was much more build-up to it. And unfortunately, I just feel like the movie as a whole is going to be overshadowed by what we are about to talk about next. This is the moment that you've all came to this video for, which is to discuss breaking down the new trailer for Seven Havens. For my quick thoughts, I think this trailer is a good trailer that sets up the world to give you an idea of what's going on based on a lot of the information that we have talked about over the years that's been revealed already. The world as we know it in the future after the Legend of Korra has been almost completely destroyed. Korra was sadly the reasoning behind this. For what reason? That still remains a mystery, and I really hope that that information does not come out or get leaked before the show drops. It's on our new characters, Pavi and her sister Nisha, who represent the new Avatar and can bend all 4 elements to bring the world back and restore it. They must both work together to find out the reason why Korra did what she did, and perhaps that'll be the key to making sure everything gets back to normal again. There is, of course, a lot more to that synopsis that is missing at the current moment, and I assume we might learn a few more details before it comes out, but that is the basic gist of everything that we had already known previously. And so with that all in mind, let's talk about the Korra of it all. When it was first revealed a long time ago now that Korra was going to be indirectly responsible for the destruction of the world, fans had a whole slew of reactions to give to that reveal. Now that the trailer confirms it all, I think the best way to tackle this is by looking at it from the angle of where most people are going to get this wrong and misconstrue the actual details to the events. I don't think Korra wanted to destroy the world. I think something caused her to do it without her control. Something took over her and made her go into the Avatar state and use the power of all the past avatars, or something to play with the cataclysmic nature of events that you see in these shots. She's even doing it with a smirk on her face too, and so this could suggest a few things. Either someone is controlling her, or perhaps this shot right here is an indication of someone telling the story of what happened, but from the perspective of believing that she was actually doing it on purpose. There's going to be a narrative choice within how they write this show to make it seem like she actually did this on her own accord. I think it's going to be the case that the actual reality of events is that she could not prevent what happened to the world and was either forced to do it, or even in fighting it, it was too powerful for her to take on. Obviously, I know this is going to be memed to death online, and I'm someone who likes to see the memes, but I would really hope that many people do not take this and run with it as it is a definitive that they are ruining her character or something along those lines. Even the top comment is basically saying it for what it is. I think everything is going to be a big misconception. I think people need to be a little bit more honest with themselves when they try to throw that delusion out there. The creators don't hate Korra, and they don't want her to be bad in the eyes of fans. And to that point, this just plays up to the idea of what the Avatar has meant to the world when they did make a mistake. Every Avatar has done things they regret. This isn't uncommon at all. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure that was all clear. And so now let's talk about everything else that's in the trailer. Just from a vibe perspective, I really like the tone this trailer is setting, and the music added to that in a great way. And for someone like me who does love movie and TV show music, I would really like to know if this is a part of the show's main theme. And if it's not, well, I guess that would be a major disappointment. The mood is definitely a little darker than I expected it to be. Aside from the Korra stuff, there seems to be a big need for the Avatar to return again. It's a similar nature to the way The Last Airbender played out, and so it is going to be a discovery process as each episode goes by. We see Nisha and Pavi finding each other. We see them riding up on their animal companions. Pavi is joining up with a man named Jay, who will be her friend and guide. They will eventually fight some new enemies of whom we could assume are attacking them because they find out that they are the Avatar. It's a lot of the same playbook, essentially, again, to go back to what The Last Airbender did. There's even one sneaky shot that some people might not have noticed at first, where off in the distance here, you can see there are still sky bison around, meaning that the air nomads are still a thing, and perhaps that could lead us to an interesting part of the story depending on who is flying them. What also seems to be apparent here is that the otherworldly cataclysmic type of weather events you see in a shot like this may play more of a role than we think it does in how the world became what it is after the major event that Korra made. I think there is clearly something wrong with the planet that is causing stuff like this to happen, and I think that is why the last thing that is said in this trailer is this: humanity is not ready for the Avatar's return, and yet it is the one thing this world needs the most. When I hear that, I think there are a multitude of different reasons for why someone would say that, given everything that we know. There is the Korra angle of it all, with how people now distrust the Avatar, but then this shot also establishes that maybe the world really does need the Avatar back because everything has just become so uncontrollable. And finally, they ended the trailer with a tease to something else that's looming large, and I think fans have a pretty good guess as to what this is. If you've seen The Legend of Korra, I think everybody can make the assumption that this could be a related reveal to Vaatu returning. Now, it doesn't look like Vaatu one for one, and so it could be something else mysterious and evil, but I wouldn't blame anyone if Vaatu was the first thing they thought of when they saw this shot. I have absolutely no idea what this could be, but I'm sure we will learn more in time. And finally, let's talk about a few things I'm worried about, as is evident by the oddly not officially confirmed release format of this show. I'm sure that some of you even noticed this and were a little put off by it, but there are reports going around that the entirety of the 2 seasons that make up for this show right now are going to be releasing all at once in October. 26 episodes all on the same day, which I want to say is something that has never been done before, but I could absolutely be wrong, and I hope some of you would correct me if I am. I cannot remember the last time a television show ever released 2 seasons at the exact same time in the binge format. If it is true that they are planning to do this, it is easily one of the worst decisions I have ever seen the film and television industry make. If Paramount were to be the ones behind that decision, it would make all the sense in the world, considering they are nothing but bad decision-making lately when it comes to this franchise. Again though, a lot of reports have been flip-flopping on this, and so as of right now, the only thing that is confirmed is that it is premiering on October 9th. If this retraction right here from Variety is true, then it seems we really don't know how it's going to be released as of right now. Paramount, please, I am begging you to please consider the idea of releasing this show week after week in either 2-episode strings or 3-episode strings, one week after the other, and you leave the finale to its own. Content creators and fans want to be able to have as much time to speak about these things as possible so that we can theorize at the possibilities of what's going on. People will be spoiled so quick if you drop it all at once, and that's just a bad business decision. It's bad enough already that you are not giving it enough marketing as it is, and I bet there are still a lot of people who don't know the show exists. Please, for the love of God, don't release it all at once. The only other thing that I am worried about as of right now is how people will receive the animation style, or in this case, the artwork of the animation style we are being given. The way everything moves seems way better than we've probably seen it in the past 2 shows, but the artwork itself leaves a lot more to be desired. When you compare it to something like The Legend of Korra, it just feels like there's a lot more detail than what we are getting here, and I just want a little bit more on the screen. This is a new animation studio they are working with. It is not the same ones who made the original 2 shows, so I'm just hoping that I'm able to get used to this well enough to where maybe I actually like it in the end. I'll be very curious to see how you guys feel about that particular part of the show when the time comes for us to watch it. And with that being said, I am going to end the video there. That is everything I could gather to break down for this new trailer, along with all the other panel news from San Diego Comic-Con. What do you think of the stuff that was shown off at Comic-Con, and what are your overall thoughts on this first official trailer? Let me know. If you did enjoy the video and you want to see more, be sure to give it a like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Thank you all so much for stopping by Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for the next video.